Welcome back, 5 Aces.
Battle control initialized.
Hey people, 5 Aces here. As you can easily discern from my t-shirt, I'm Batman. I'm also one more thing, and that is incredibly stoked because my PC is in the process of being shipped to me right from the United Kingdom, which is going to be a good time for everyone, particularly myself. But with that out of the way, let's turn to our best of 5 turned best of 6 turned best of 5. What we have here in the bottom left, we've got yet again Mr. Jinx, this time spawning as the Russians, and he's going to be facing up against DVoid. For those of you who have missed the previous cast, this was promised to be a best of 6, but one of the matches was actually just a dud, because that was I guess the server lagged out or whatever. So we've trimmed it down, trimmed some of the excess fat. We're down to 5 now. That's completely fine with me, because we've seen 2 highly entertaining games thus far, and the scoreline is an even, dead even 1-1. This is probably going to be the last of the potato casts. So that's also something I'm very much looking forward to. And I'm looking forward to purchasing my copy of Steel Rising as soon as it comes out, because, sorry, not Steel Rising, Tempest Rising, the new RTS that is incredibly similar to Command & Conquer 3. Oh, we're seeing flamethrowers from Jinx. He's definitely mixing it up here. Trying to probably burn down some oil derricks, you know, not exactly best practice when it comes to real life dealing with oil. But if you look at what Russia is doing at the present time, I think what's happening there is that they can't even get rid of the excess oil that they're not selling at the moment, so it is being burnt in the refineries. Yeah, we're living in weird times, let's put it that way. But yeah, I really like the idea of the flamethrowers. It's kind of a costly investment, and the issue is if your opponent just goes for any semblance of a light vehicle, then you are absolutely fucked. Because those don't do shit to armor, and they cost so much. Oh my goodness, the line of sight from the hospital, that's brutal. Just completed utter decimation. That's like easily 1.5k lost. Yeah, 2k. Yikes. That's brutal. So, DVoid, by the way, just a little heads up, is actually not the DVoid who used to play in Shadow Paradise. It's just a similarity in nicknames, because he himself contacted me via the YouTube comments, via the best social medium there is, because yeah, as we all know, YouTube comments are absolutely sensible and smart at 100% of the time. Oh, Jinx has fallen really hard behind. He's fallen on hard times here, trying to catch up with the War Factory. What's he building? An APC. We're going to be seeing 2 APCs out. But the difference being one of the APCs will have rocket support, the other one, it just has a bare bone of rifles to support it here. Yeah, that ain't looking too hot for game number 3. But we're still early in this series. Anything can happen, anything may happen. Maybe we're going to see some flamer drops in the backlines. Some people have pointed this out, and it bears reiterating. I myself am a very strong proponent of this. Mid-tier matches can sometimes be the most entertaining because you never know what you get. There's anything's in the cards. It's like a pack of magic cards, you know. It's an actual OpenRA loot box. This replays a loot box. Open it, you'll never know what you're gonna get. Are you gonna get just 5 rifles, 5 rockets, the common drops, or are you gonna get the rare flamethrower rush drop? God only knows. What we know, however, from the observer's perspective is that one of these players is in control of all the oil derricks, while the other one is trying their best to somehow minimize the losses. Ooh, this is horrible, by the way. He's revealing himself. The APC should... Whoa, this is risky. Alright, he's capturing it back right under the nose of DVoid, who is oblivious to the situation, it seems. But... look at his base. Look at his base spread. He's gonna have his MCV out very shortly. So he's gonna be 30 seconds ahead of Jinx. That is massive. Oh, DVoid, by the way, forgot about the engineer. But that's okay. So one of the derricks has been recaptured. Oh my goodness, this difference in mass is just not even funny anymore. It's comical, but not funny. Oh, he also snipes out one of the only rockets. The other one being back here. back home. Ooh, nice squishes. Nice kiting here as well. So basically DVoid has lost absolutely nothing. He has blasted the hole into the APC. He has melted the infantry lines of Jinx. It's looking very bleak. Let's look at the combat. My lord. This is one of the worst combat trajectories I've seen in a very long time. Yeah. Someone's been flatlining. I think DVoid... Yeah, DVoid even still has the engineer. So he's absolutely in a great spot to take over a commandeering position in game number 3. He's going to recapture the Derrick right back at you. Yeah, this is looking a bit bleak here. Alright, Jinx is trying to somehow catch up. He's playing super passive. Knows the only way he can win this game now is if DVoid overcommits his entire army into his defensive lines. And I'm not seeing that happening in the near future. Flamers are an interesting choice. They're very expensive for what they do in a direct combat scenario. They're obviously insane at Flamer busts if you just manage to get your hands on an enemy MCV, an enemy refinery, an enemy war factory. Those are juicy targets or tech structures. They just melt. That's what kerosene does to steel beams, Kappa. In OpenRA, it's not even steel beams. All the buildings are made from wood. If you take a look into the asset class, they're all wood armor anyway. So it's not even technically accurate. No tech being started just yet. Are we going to be seeing a Raider Dome? Whoa! This is hilarious. Neither player have scouted the other as far as I'm aware. Yep. I mean, there's some harvester action going on. Jinx's refinery is technically revealed. But I doubt this is going to change the tide of battle in any way, in any discernible way, shape, or form. Because we're about to see the steamrolling end push, if, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. Flames harmlessly bouncing off the front lines of the tanks. And thus, the infantry corps is melting here. Oh, a Tesla coil has been procured, and it's shooting... Oh, wrong target selection as well. What's he doing there? Alright. Oh, a grenadier drop as well. And he has shift queued the entire base. This is so cool. DVoid definitely pulling out some tricks here. I didn't even have that on the radar. Oh, Jinx is trying to counter push here with the harvester taking charge. GG. That was a fairly straightforward one. Alright. We've got the scrolling bug. Welcome to the corner of the map yet again. With that, we're going to be finding ourselves in game number 4 with a 2-1 lead for Mr. DVoid. See you in a sec, as soon as I get the scrolling fixed.
Battle control terminated. Battle control initialized.
Oh, the choice of ladder games. We are back on Scorched Earth, a map that I vividly remember from having a 100% loss ratio on in the RHL season. By the way, RHL, sign up now. Even if you plan on not being super competitive, there is a massive prize pool. Someone yet again has donated $1,000 in crypto. So this is an insane prize pool, and I think, as far as I'm aware, there is yet again going to be a random draft prize. So even if you plan on just finishing the season, there is a chance you'll walk away with some cash in your pockets. Line your pockets with some of that green. Or in the case of crypto, certainly anything but green. It's more like a coal power plant. Yeah, crypto ain't got the best reputation for being green. Let's put it that way. All right, this is a difficult map. It's always the question: against an aggressive early game player, are you going to go aggressive? Are you going to position your rifles in such a way that they can be sniped? It is always a gambit. Alright, Jinx is moving forward. He is pushing forward here. Is he gonna interrupt the cap? It doesn't look... Oh! DVoid's engineer took a shot, so he moved it back. For the time being, the position is still being held somewhat. Oh, this is so close. More rifles from Jinx trickling in, but they're ultimately gonna get culled and decimated. Yup, you move, you lose. Just like that, Jinx gets his shit pushed in. There is no other way of expressing it yet again. This time, though, it was fairly even. He killed a lot of rifles in the process. DVoid has managed to retain his engineer. That's a big one now. Jinx with another batch. It's just sending 5 more dudes in. Doesn't want to overcommit yet again. Oh, he went War Factory first. I mean, yeah. That kind of makes sense. It's going for an APC, and I really like this because DVoid has shown signs of being very rifle heavy in the early game. Not bringing too many rockets until the timing window opens for a double ref light vehicle. But this is a single ref light vehicle which hits the field roughly 26 or 32 seconds earlier. He's loading up 5 rifles. Risky business. Ooh, he's trying to crush. My goodness, this was a ballsy move out, but he gets the... Oh god. Was that move command? I mean, not getting crushes was unlucky, but unloading in the middle, that is a bad call. That is just a really bad call, because the rifles are gonna catch some stray bullets from all directions. This was never meant to work. Yeah, he was pushing the rockets, so the rockets didn't fire, allowing the APC some more time to dish out some damage, but he didn't get the crushes he needed. So, a bit unlucky, but at the same time, a bit of special tactics as well. Just unloading your stack of 5 rifles in the middle of the enemy lines. Yeah, it's asking for trouble. Bad rally point here as well. This harvester is gonna go for a long walk. It's gonna write in its Tinder bio, I like long hikes. And I mean really long hikes to the ore field. No, I mean really long hikes, you don't understand. I like just enjoying the scenery of my own base. Alright. He has now relocated, so Jinx is making good on his promise to up his econ game. Man, Jinx has got a... DVoid has got a solid army already. I like his spread of rifles, just prevents any sneaky engineers. No ninja-neering against DVoid. Ain't gonna happen. Service Depot is arriving in a timely manner. That's a 420 MCV timing. Jinx is going for 1 extra APC. I'm not sure how to feel about this. Yeah, he's a guy who has shown some promising micro, but his macro and his timings still a little bit of extra work. Still needs to put in some overtime in the Aura Academy there. Posturing in the middle is DVoid, and I like that. That is something you can always respond on all directions if your opponent decides to move out. Yeah, this oil derrick is just unguarded. Light vehicle is waiting in the parking spot. And DVoid's map vision is insane. If you take a look at the constricted vision of Jinx, who has basically no scouts out, he just sees his own base, the premises of his own base, and now we take a look at DVoid, he basically has eyes on at least half of the map. Which is pretty cool. Plus has got this massive forward warning outpost in the form of a hospital. Oh yeah, and he has thus far successfully denied a capture. First base of choice for DVoid is going to the left. The MCV for Jinx is not yet ready just yet. Still needs some new tires, you know, some flatbed tires. Maybe some, maybe like Pimp My Ride, a PlayStation. Alright, PlayStation integrated into the steering wheel. Both players are going for roughly the same direction, so there's going to be soon there's going to be a clash over this ore field. This is a very valuable one because it's the only double mine. It's one of the 2 double mine expansions, as opposed to the single mine that is in your main base or next to your main base. But for now, Jinx is playing it safe, and DVoid immediately moving out, recognizing that there is a base here. Really good map movement. Jinx has relegated his production to the front lines. He's only at 3 barracks, by the way. I think DVoid has a slightly higher number. I count at least 5, and the 6th barracks should be added shortly. Flame tower coming out here, bit overkill, but that's okay. We're only 7 minutes deep. Ooh, this is a massive... Good shots from the flame tower, though. And I think there's gonna be a... it's a relatively good position for holding. The harvester is melting, though. Oh, yikes. Is this already gonna spell trouble for Jinx? He does have so few rockets. His DPS is actually really bad. Oh, and the Tesla coil is immediately powered down. But he's retained all of his rockets. That's gonna count for something, right? Needs more rifles here. We need more rifles, Commander. More rifles on the front lines. Send more conscripts in. We are in a dire situation right here. We need a lot more conscripts. Conscript reporting. Yeah, this conscript ain't reporting home no more. Yikes. MCV booking it. Yeah, how are we gonna come back from this? Jinx does not have an expansion anymore. Oh, it's looking bleak. Wait a sec. He almost got the capture. That was pretty sweet. The APC was in a good spot to inflict some structural damage. Unfortunately, though, DVoid has just been paying attention on both fronts. So good on him there. Jinx is trying to micro his heart out against this, but it's just not in the cards. You're not gonna be stopping this army anytime soon. That is gonna be the second Conyard down in a hot second. Oh, he has nothing going for him. Yep. Assault move is coming through. Cleaning the whole base. That's a clean sweep here. Both players displaying some solid tactics, and I've got to say, DVoid hasn't shown any special builds or any super fast tech or anything, but he's been very solid. Just very solid macro build from him. Jinx is trying to save his harvesters to the corners of the map. The last remaining corners of the earth that are safe from DVoid. Oh no, this is being captured as well. Yikes. Has he shift queued? Nope. No shift queue has been happening here. Oh, he's trying to sell off to kill the engineer. It's a futile attempt. Engineer catches one stray bullet, but ultimately it's all for naught. Okay, Jinx is mounting the defense, and again he's bringing the flamethrowers. This is not a good scenario when you're defending and your opponent brings in the tanks, because you've got nothing to kill the tanks with. And if you expect one flamethrower to kill at least 300 worth of infantry, that's a bit of a gambit. Not entirely certain that math checks out. Yeah. Let's check the blasts. I mean, some good AoE coming through, don't get me wrong. But ultimately, it's gonna be a bit futile because he has no more income. He is relegated to APC production. He has nothing to kill armor with. He's nothing to put aggression on with. No refineries. Oh, just nasty. Nasty situation overall. Yeah, those are the death throes of a commander who has been tested beyond his limits. GG is out, and that is gonna spell the 3-1. Oh, this time we've got a north scrolling bug, alright. That's a new one. Oh, it just fizzled out. Cool. Okay, but we've got one more match to go. That's a nice stack of dead harvesters, though. Nice stack of wreckages. Looks like, yeah, looks like Viennese Highway, 8 PM. Alright, see you in a sec.
Battle control terminated. Battle control initialized.
And for the last match, we're going to be finding ourselves on Argon. This time Jinx switching over to the Brits. And DVoid sticking with Russia. Okay, I like this map. Lots of open space, lots of contestable space as well. And I honestly like the desert tile set. I talked about this numerous times before, and I mean, it's 333 costs or something now, so there is definitely a bit of times where a bit of redundancy in terms of topics to talk about when it comes to map making. But look at those tiles; they are gorgeous. They've imported over from TD, And I think OpenRA just benefits so much from merging those tile sets, because TD is a bit of an underutilized and underplayed mod, but just bringing that to RA, I think it fits so nicely with the style. It looks so cozy. Something about that pixel art that really gets me. Generally, this is it's a good mix between readability and striving for what could be construed as realism in a world where, in a world where the technology just wasn't there yet. Doggo. Oh, he's force firing. Wait a sec. Engineer going in head first. DVoid. Yeah, likes to live dangerously. Good micro thus far, but he has still managed to lose his first engagement. Could start picking off the rifles one by one, though. Oh, that's so nice. Stutter stepping with the dog. Never overstepping his boundaries there. Ooh, that would have been such a good flanking rifle. So if that's a kind of an interesting minigame. If the engineer manages to capture the oil derrick, then the line of sight disadvantage from the dog is null and void. Because then they've got extended sight range anyway. And here goes extended sight range. Still though, that's more than enough firepower. Alright, DVoid is pushing back, despite line of sight disadvantage. Ah, there goes the engineer though. Almost the last rifle. Okay. Whew, that was a spicy trade. Both players taking huge L's. Both sides of the ring have suffered heavily as a consequence. I like the dog. Was successful, certainly. Going for a war factory is DVoid, and what is Jinx doing? Jinx, my friend, you're not producing anything here. Are you broke? You are completely broke because you managed to go for one war factory again. I've made this mistake myself. Especially against an aggressive player, you don't do this. This is the 2015 meta. 2015 meta, rush tech. Oh, he's got a light tank out. That kind of makes sense. Explains why he's so broke. Because one light tank plus 10 rifles, jeez. Ooh, he managed to kill another engineer. Did he? Combat? Yeah, certainly. So thus far, really successful. Oh, gets the crush on the first rocket. That's so big. He should not be sticking around here, though. Because let me tell you, you're fighting into your opponent's base. They are going to be having a barracks out. I promise you. There is no way around the opponent having a barracks out. And yes, you can micro your heart out here, but you're not going to be able to escape the clutches of the bazookas if you stay long enough. I guess in the case of the Soviets, it's not really bazooka. It's more like... Did Lend-Lease give them bazookas? I'm not actually sure. I don't think so. It was just tanks, right? So it was more like... And the Schmel or stuff like that didn't exist yet at that time, so... No idea what handheld weapon that would have been. Don't think the Russians had any. If Company of Heroes 2 is anything to go by that metric, they would have those 18 nades that did shit for penetration. They did fuck all against tanks. You had to damage them below a certain threshold first. I mean, don't get me wrong, Jinx has inflicted some nice damage here. Oh, he's gotten a ranger out as well. By the way, the APC could have just waltzed over all this. There was not a single rocket in this composition. Oh, APC's back for round 2. The cleanup crew has arrived. Yeah, scatter move is coming out. My friend, you do not have any rockets in that blob. Why? Just 2 rockets would have been enough to deflect the APC. This again boils... There is a ranger here, my friend. This again boils down to this weird decision making. Oh! I mean, that's not half bad. The infantry are being shaved off here. Oh my goodness, he's actually taking that engagement. That was so creative. Baiting in with the light tank, and the ranger gives line of sight for the infantry lines. That was really cool. Well played. Well played from Jinx. That was some of the most... I've rarely ever seen someone win an engagement like this when the opponent does not have... when they don't have rifle against an opponent that has rockets. And a light vehicle. That was really well played from Jinx. He should be doing something with his engineer. There we go. But he needs some rockets to bootstrap his anti-tank economy. He's also got the MCV out in a very timely fashion this time around. How did he manage to do that? Plus the refinery is already working and running, despite him being on one harvester forever. That was a very interesting, dare I say, comeback? Jeez Louise. He's looking so strong now. Ha! He's gotten 2 mediums out already, and DVoid doesn't even have his expansion yet. His MCV still in the... yeah, still in the starting position. Still deciding whether it should stay or whether it should go. Jinx going for a radar now. I dig. I'm digging. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Plus the light tank. That's one of the best light tanks I've seen in a long, long while. Okay, he's trying to find an engagement yet again. With the MCV, that's probably gonna be like some sort of semi-all-in push. Good from the tanks that didn't overcommit. Okay, that way he's shaving off so many rockets. Oh my goodness! Jeez Louise! The first harvester is immediately gonna get hosed down by some bazookas. Or the British, what was it? Piats. Piats is the name, yeah. He's gonna be losing the refinery as well. That was a complete rout here. Medics are doing their best to patch up some of the casualties, or some of the wounded at least. So very, very effective display. That was actually amazing. Not gonna sugarcoat it this time around. It doesn't look good for DVoid. Oh, and he's got... that is so cool. He had the multitasking attack planned out to a T. Right, needs to push forward though. Man, the medics are doing a number. They're really effective today. It is just that time of day where medics are super effective. Oh, MCV taking a beating. It's dead. Second MCV as well. That's a light tank, man. Oh my goodness. Is he gonna escape? Oh, no, it isn't. The hero light tank. Wow. This guy. This guy has been straight on his road to a general's promotion. Ha! Civvies. Man, gotta say, the technicians love it when they're going on aggression. They can actually prone infantry, so they do have the combat uses. Just stops to kill all the civilians and then books it. That was hilarious. Yeah. So no expansion lines for DVoid. No chance at getting an MCV out anytime soon. He's building one right now, but it appears to be a very futile attempt. And all of the crushes as well. All of that on the back of this crazy early light tank ranger build. Man, the crushes this time were stellar. He did not miss a single rocket. Are the counter crushes from the Harvester fleet gonna be just as stellar? I sure hope they will be. Would be great for spectators, but I'm not expecting it. Oh no! Oh no! The MCV is gonna... oh, that's like some casting couch level shit here. Oh, gets the block on the deploy as well. Yeah, this is looking a bit too bleak now. DVoid building heavy tanks. Well done, yeah, well done indeed. That was a very entertaining game. Game number 5. Jinx showing up. Showing off his skill level. GG, well played. Indeed. That game was well played. Jinx, my friend. He's gotten some Blackhawks out now as well. His econ is still not that great, actually. Assuming you're a GG. Yeah. Presumably. So the Conyard could move forward still a little bit. Gotta finish me still. Okay. He's gonna pull one last ditch effort to defend the homeland. The Radina is in danger. Oh, no mass mobilization jokes here. I'm sorry. I can't bring myself to do it. He's using hotkey groups. That's kind of interesting. He's... those crushes. Oh, he managed to sneak out one MCV. Is this gonna be a scavenger hunt for the last MCV? assault movies coming through. Yeah, but there's Blackhawk, so this should be a matter of seconds only. If he utilizes the Blackhawks to just cut down on some of the chase. It's not cut to the chase this time around, it's cut down the chase, because really the chase is all just optics. Okay, Blackhawk has managed to find it and sniff out the engineer as well. Ha! There is income for DVoid. So you're saying there is a chance? Man, that was a good one. Gives me some chance though to talk about some upcoming stuff. That's gonna be. I'm really stoked to get my hands on the PC. Should be arriving anytime this upcoming week, and then it should hopefully be relatively easy to set up. I'm gonna be recording the first casts. Yeah, yet again want to highlight. As soon as Tempest Rising is coming out, I'm going to be covering some of that. We're also going to dive back into some Company of Heroes 2 and some Warcraft 3. I'm probably going to do a poll on that. And also going to show the PC maybe to those who are interested. Right, thank you for watching, and that was a great finale to the series. Jinx this time showing off big time. Showing up with his light tank micro. This was one of the best engagements I'd seen in a while in the early game, where he won with just rifles against an entire full-fledged army. Rifles, light tank, plus ranger. That was super well played. Anyway, thank you for watching. We'll be right back in a couple days, hopefully already with the new hardware. Until then, stay tuned. 5 Aces out.